We're talking with Dr. Carlos Rubin de Celias. He is an oncologist at the hospital at St. David's. First of all, Doctor, I was wondering what made you want to become the physician that you are today?
That's a very interesting question because it is a very, very long story. I always wanted to be a doctor since I was a little kid, and I thought everybody knew what they were going to do when they grew up because I knew it. So I thought it was going to be that everybody knew, and then I realized later on in life that most kids or high school students didn't have an idea what they were going to do when they grew up. It was kind of a shock to me, but to me it was an easy decision since I was a little kid. I knew that after high school was going to come pre-med and then medical school, and eventually once I was there in medical school, I realized that my true passion was in oncology, helping those patients with cancer, terminal diagnosis sometimes, to help them out, and that's how I eventually decided to become an oncologist. Again, I thought it was normal for everybody to knew what they were going to do when they were kids, and in reality, I know is not that common.
And what are you most passionate about being a physician?
The most passionate that I am about is probably what all of the doctors are more passionate about, and it's just helping others through conditions that sometimes are curable, sometimes just to maintain their health, and sometimes to help them through terminal conditions, like in my case cancer, to get them through life or accepting their condition, their terminal condition, and put them in reality or aware of their mortality, and just help them through that transition. And that is a lot of what we do in oncology, and that's something that keeps me going. Obviously, nowadays we're seeing more and more discoveries that we're able to help more and more people live longer, not only longer, but also live better, which is more important with the new drugs. So definitely the time that we're living in, the new discoveries, the way we can help people is what keeps us going through all of our different specialties, and is in particular to me oncology.
And also, we all know that medical school and pre-med is especially challenging. Mm-hmm. What kind of motivation did you have going through all of the many years of study?
Yes, that is a very, very good question. Medical school, as we all know, is probably the longest of all the careers that you can choose. It's many, many years of hard study, hard working. What keeps us going is that we know that we won't be forever in medical school, that it will eventually will finish. We'll go into residency, and after residency will be what we were aiming for. It's just like chasing something that you really want to catch. Once you get it, that is the reward. So it's that long journey that once you get to your goal is actually what keeps you motivated. There is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. So all those young adults that are in pre-med or medical school is not forever. It's going to finish, and that's when the reward is going to come. So that's what kept me going through all of this, knowing that I was not going to be a medical student forever, even though it felt like I was going to be a medical student forever when you are there, putting those long hours of studying and long hard working, all the hard working we had to do just to get there it's just worth it, every minute of it.
How is the reality that you live as a physician right now different from what you thought it would be to be a physician?
Oh, it's been a long time that I don't even remember what I thought I was going to be, my lifestyle was going to be like. You always feel that when you're dreaming of becoming a doctor, that your life is going to be dedicated to serving others. You don't think too much on what are your free time you're going to be spending on. You basically think on what is how are you going to be, how is it going to be when you are actually in front of a patient, either comforting them or treating them or doing surgery on. So that part, obviously, when what you imagine when reality is, sometimes it's a little bit different, but in a way it's just the helping others. So it's very similar. And again, it's been a long time ago that I don't even remember how I idealized the life of a doctor, but again, the common goal of helping others it was very similar.
And specifically for pre-med, what courses really helped you becoming a physician, or how do you use what you learned in pre-med?
Absolutely, every single one of them is very useful. None of them has more value over another. Obviously, the sciences are there. That is what is going to help you in medical school to understand the other one, the physiology, anatomy. All of those are extremely important. Or your chemistry, your biology, your molecular biology. All of them are equally important. None is better than the other. All of those are the basis of what you're going to see. You have to have a very solid basis in order to build a tall building, which you will be a physician. So it's not like, math is not important or English is not important. You definitely need to be good in English, good in math. It's just the logical thinking, the way you express, the way you write. Obviously, all the basic sciences, all your biology, your chemistry, you will be using them throughout your medical school and later on throughout the career. I will say I wouldn't put more weight on one subject versus another. All of them are equally important. Maybe some of them will be easier for somebody than others, but I will say as far as importance, all of them are.
Great. And what are your views on evolution? We learn a lot about that in biology. How do you feel about that, being a physician?
Evolution as a human race, evolution as creation versus evolution, or what?
Yes, the general theory of evolution.
Absolutely. Evolution is definitely a proof phenomenon, and we have changed. The human race have changed over the centuries, over the millennia. I'm pretty sure now we are stronger organisms in some ways, we're weaker organisms in some ways, because we have learned to adapt. We have learned to adapt to different situations in our life. I'm pretty sure a caveman wouldn't survive in this modern life, and we wouldn't survive living in caves. It's just things have definitely changed in human race. It is a known phenomenon, even in more recent years. I mean, before the antibiotics, which is 20th century. Only the stronger ones survive, and that is part of the evolution. Now with the development or discovery of the antibiotics, then even weaker organisms have been able to survive. Not that they didn't deserve to survive, but that's how nature had intended, natural selection initially. But it's definitely an amazing phenomenon, and it's not only true of humans. All of the species have also changed.
And lastly, what advice would you give a pre-med student?
The probably most important advice is patience and perseverance. Be patient. You will get there. You will get to medical school. Keep on working really hard. All those hours that you're investing, they will be all worth it. It's not career or field that you can finish in a couple of years. This is a very, very long road. At the end, it will be all worth it.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.